KangasCloud, out of the shroud. Coming at your line like an explode.
Hello, hello, hello. Yes, you read that right. It is another Wi-Fi battle on what? My channel? I actually used to do this from time to time, and one of my favorite ones I ever did was a full Poketuber team. I had the Pokemon mascots from different Pokemon YouTubers that I liked, and I put it together on a team. And, you know, one thing about that is there's just so many that you inevitably have to leave some off the list. So I decided, why the heck not? We'll try it again. This time with some YouTubers we did not feature the first time. And this was a lot of fun. I put together a team of just random sets I thought of. This was no way competitive. Unfortunately, I found my buddy Cog in my Discord server who had a battle with me with a trolley team of his own. And you know what? Let's just get into it. Alright. So, I had a few battles with this team, and by the time I got to Cog, I'd realized that my best starter was Vinny, and his mascot is this little Mew. It's a cute thing. It's not too abnormal of a set. It's probably one of my most normal sets of this team. It's got Will-O-Wisp, and it's got Stealth Rock, you know, just for coverage and all that. I guess there is one unusual move that you don't get to see in this battle. I have Torment on this, which is, in some of the other battles I had, it played a little bit of a role, just not this one. And there's one more move that I'll showcase later. And so, he leads with a Stick Rick. Fortunate for me, I can just burn it, so anything he does isn't going to hurt me too much. I am a Mew, after all. And, yeah, so he tries the Heavy Slam. Maybe he thinks my Rotom's going to slip in and try to get some damage off of that. Because you see this next turn, as I set up the Stealth Rocks, he is going to go for the Earthquake now to do a little bit of damage on me. And as I said, it's a little bit of damage. But unfortunately, I don't really have a move to hurt him back. So as much as I like Vinny, and as much as he's holding his own right here, I do have to switch him out. And so I decide to switch into one of my more defensive Pokemon in this one, my Mamoswine, aka John Pokemon, his mascot here. And I didn't really know what to use as a defensive Pokemon, so I was like, Mamoswine. And this Mamoswine set, you don't really get to see it at all in this battle. I will say, in some other battles, it did really well. For whatever reason in this battle, it does nothing. So yeah, he goes ahead and kind of calls me out and switches in his Quagsire, and I don't really want to be in there for that. So I go ahead into my True Green 7, the Sceptile. And I feel like this is a pretty good matchup. And he's going to go ahead and infest me and keep me in there, which is fine by me. Now this is my Mega Pokemon in this one. It's actually a Mega Sceptile, and you're going to see that happen right now. Alright, and here comes the Mega Evolution. Now this is a pretty fun set, I feel like. It's got Grassy Terrain, which boosts Grass-type attacks. It's got Leaf Storm, which is a pretty powerful Grass-type attack in itself. I've got Focus Blast for coverage. And my last move, my pride and joy, is Laser Focus. Now you'll see kind of how the strategy works, except you'll see it fail. But you'll see Protects on this first turn. I go for the Grassy Terrain. I don't predict that Protect. It just happens to work out for me. Now on this next turn, I'm not really sure what happened. I was gonna say that maybe he predicts me to switch out, but I'm infested, so I can't switch out. But I go ahead and go for the Leaf Storm. And Quagsire, I don't know why you had to die, but fortunately for me, that happens because that Quagsire was actually going to be a problem for the rest of my team. So, True Green really came through for me, getting that out of the way. Now, this next Pokemon coming in, this Bark Bird, this Chatot, becomes the bane of my existence, and you'll see why. Now, I went for the Laser Focus. Now, what Laser Focus does, if you don't know, it guarantees that the next turn will be a critical hit. So, even though my special attack was lowered by Leaf Storm, I'm going to crit the next turn. And he uses Chatter on me, and I live on 1! Now, I was hoping he would over-predict and go for something else, but I was fortunate. I lived. The Grassy Terrain heals me up a little bit, so I'm going to crit him on this next Focus Blast Leaf Storm. I think I went for Focus Blast, but it doesn't matter because I hit myself in confusion. So, well played, Devil Bird. Well played. And the chatter doesn't matter here. Now, I go ahead and go into my Pokemon, the Mamoswine. Like I said, it's defensive. Now, the moves it has on this are Curse and Amnesia, and also Ice Shard and Earthquake. So the idea is you get a bunch of boosts in defense and then start attacking. And I went for Amnesia on this turn, and wouldn't you know it, I hit myself in confusion. Now, I also have, I think it's the Ipapa Berry, which heals yourself at 25%. It heals you way up. So I was like, okay. So that failed. I don't get the amnesia off. And it turns out, you'll see on this next turn, he has Boom Burst as well. So he's not locked into the chatter. And if I had gotten the boost up, I wouldn't have died. So Mamoswine could have done something. I'm sorry, Pokemon. But you existed. No, there you go. Now, my next Pokemon, my pride and joy, Lucario the Aura Guardian. And now, I learned something. This is a Choice Star of Lucario, and one of the moves I put on is Me First, which steals the opponent's move and uses it against them. I did not know that the move Chatter is unaffected by this. So that sucks. I was like, it's one of the few moves it doesn't work on. And so I stay in thinking that maybe he'll, like, overpredict and do something else, like a Heat Wave or something. But he doesn't. I hit myself, and I'm like, I just don't want to deal with this. So I go ahead and go into Game Boy Luke here. And another Chatter comes my way. Now, okay, one thing I should point out about this move Chatter, if you don't know, it will confuse your Pokemon 100% of the time if it hits you. And those of you that have played competitive Pokemon, or even Pokemon in the game, you understand how annoying it is to be confused. Now, Game Boy Luke didn't get to show off his moves either, as this Chatot flies away, but I will say that its set was a Telekinesis Thunder set. So, you know, Thunder's accuracy isn't quite perfect. I try to make up for that with using Telekinesis, which makes sure the next move will hit. And it doesn't matter, because I'm just gonna hit myself in the face. I don't even have hands. I don't know how I hurt myself. Maybe I run into a wall, but I can't stand against a Hydreigon. I know something painful is coming my way. And I assume that my Lucario, aka the Aura Guardian, is going to be able to take this well, and it does. It lives, that's what's important. And now I decided to lock myself into a more traditional move, and I go for the Focus Blast, not thinking I would hit, because I never hit, but I hit. And that felt pretty good, because this is another Pokemon that was going to give me trouble. I didn't really know what it was, what set it was, and we'll never know, I guess. And here comes back Thick Rick. Now at this point, even a little Earthquake's gonna fish me off, so I think he's hoping on my Focus Blast Mist, and I'm expecting it, but wouldn't you know it, Alex, the Aura Guardian, comes through with another devastating blow. At this point, I'm overjoyed, because the scales were starting to tip against me a little bit. And here comes a Girafarig, and I will tell you, I didn't expect this next moment to happen, but it does. I hit the Focus Blast again, but not only that, it's a critical hit. So I felt bad about this. The poor Girafarig didn't even get to say hi, and now it's gone. Alright, and now the Marowak, and I figure I'm on a good streak here. I'm just going to stay and go for another one, and of course, all good streaks have to come to an end. Finally, the artful, dodging Marowak, and he's got swagger. So, when I talked about trolley sets before, there it is. So, my least favorite status condition is now in my face, and I think you can guess what happens next. Yeah. And then something really unexpected happens. Something that makes me kind of scared. The Marowak uses Belly Drum. So at this point, I'm thinking, uh-oh, I gotta play this careful, because this angry little, what is Marowak? Is it a dinosaur? I don't know. Whatever it is, it's angry. But I go ahead and I save Vinny just for this moment. And yes, the last move was Explosion. I mean, of course it was. I hope you figured that out by then. And it worked out perfectly. I don't gotta worry about Marowak anymore. Marilyn the Marowak. I don't know why it's Marilyn, but it's a nice name, so I shouldn't question it. So I saved the best for last. I go ahead and send out Dobbs. And he's got a stupid little bird here, but I've got some tricks up my sleeve as well. And, of course, he's going to use Chatter to confuse me. Now, he told me later that he assumed I was, like, Eviolite defensive Psyduck, so that's why he didn't go for Boom Burst. He thought he would have to confuse me, but that is not my set. So I do live the Chatter, and I do break through confusion and set up the Rain Dance. This is a Swift Swim Psyduck with Rain Dance. Also has Calm Mind if I get the chance to use it, which in some other battles I did. Ice Beam for coverage, Hydro Pump, but also, as you'll see right here, I have the Water Z move. So Dobbs, this angry little Psyduck. Why is it so angry? Look at his face. This was if at all possible, I tried to end every battle with this, even if I didn't win, and it happened most of the time. So yeah, Dobbs, angry little Psyduck, finishes the day, saves the day. I had the Rotom in the back, but frankly, that would have been a 50-50, so I'm glad Psyduck came through. And yeah, that was a really, really fun battle. I hope you guys had as much fun watching as I did playing it. Probably not, so, you know, make the teams yourself and play around with them. Never be told that there's a team that won't work, because there is a team for every situation. Again, I'm sorry, Mamoswine and Game Boy Luke. I'm sorry, Pokemon. Your Pokemon didn't shine that much, but they were there. They looked great. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. You can check out the link to the previous Poketuber battle I had. It'll be at the end of the video. And yeah, I hope you guys are all having a great day, and I will catch you next time. See you later.